Good good morning, everyone. Hello. Hi. Oh, there we go. It's brighter and better, and I feel fun and joyful and full of life, but also full of gratitude for all mothers on this beautiful day. If you're a mother or if you know a mother, just reach out and acknowledge each other and just take in each other's energy and say, the divinity inside of me is saluting the divinity inside of you. You don't need to make you posts about every fucking mother that you've ever known. There's one guy has to post his mother-in-law, and then he's got to post his wife, who's also a mother, and then it's like, and then his sister has a kid, and it's like just post you're only responsible for your own mother on Mother's Day. I don't understand how Mother's Day also became like Wife's Day. It's not about your wife, your child. It's their responsibility to do this, and they'll figure it out when they get older. I always used to go, I thought, oh, we'll do something nice. We'll make mom breakfast in bed. And my mother would say no up front and make sure we didn't because the kitchen would be a mess and the breakfast would not be any good. What are we making? A frittata? We're making a cereal and maybe I'll cut up a banana in it. Nobody really wants that for breakfast. So she was not really a fan. Of course, she's not with me today. I think she's been on enough. She's currently at an animal sanctuary. She spent the whole weekend there doing some petting pigs, and there's chickens, and there's alpacas, and then they do yoga and meditate, and they have a thing that she was looking forward to the most called silent breakfast, where you wake up in the morning and you have breakfast, you don't say a word, and that's all she wanted. She was so excited about it. I said, you could have silent breakfast anytime you want. You can go out for breakfast and then just point to the items on the menu. Silent breakfast, not something you have to exclusively pay for. Anyway, let us take a look at the underwear. They're these fun, it's a hexagonal shape. It's one of those, it looks like an old 90s computer background. Remember those wacky? There would be like a science teacher and they would have a wacky background. And you go, that guy is fun. We need more fun, wacky teachers, fun ties, things of that nature. Even though you got a teacher that wore suspenders, you're going to have a good year. This guy was a lot of fun, probably watched a lot of Bill Nye. And I will say also, go watch the latest AEW with Thunder Rosa. It goes a lot of places. I take shots at numerous people, which just come out. And those are not in my notes. The shots I take at people. We talked primarily about ghost sex, which I think is a real growing issue, and it's something that I wanted to bring awareness to. These ghosts are just cuddling up in bed with people. I don't know you. You haven't introduced yourself, and all of a sudden it's, why is it so cold? And then before you know it, it's over, and I got to go seek out a medium. I got to go talk to John Edwards and go, I think I slept with a ghost. What does he know? But then again, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe there are lonely people out there who want to have sex with ghosts. There's certainly people who claim to. I'm in a relationship with a ghost. You'd always see that on like Montel. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe there should be, in a sense, ghost prostitutes. If I was a ghost, that would be my duty to find lonely people and to sleep with them. Because what do I care? I'm a ghost. You don't even need to know what I look like. And that it's really the ultimate fantasy. You close your eyes, it's whoever you want. The ghost of Burt Lancaster. I had sex with Burt Lancaster last night. Doesn't sound so silly now, does it? Go watch the latest AEW with Thunder Rosa. No one has had a weirder week than her. You start it knocking on Tony Khan's door. You end it sitting with me. She's really running the full spectrum of what can happen to you at AEW. And she hung in there. I don't know how she feels about it. I don't know. Well, I know how she feels about me. She calls me an asshole in the episode. If you want to find out why, go watch it now. Go like it. Go share it. Go tell her that you support her despite me being an asshole. Amanda said good morning and hello. Sean said good morning. Sean said that's a shame that my mother isn't here. He was hoping for some acid trip stories. Well, I'm sure they'll come out one day, years from now. You'll randomly get that relapse trip. Mike Ferrari said, good morning, all, and happy belated birthday. Yeah, it's not that's another thing I totally forgot about yesterday, and it ruined my day. Danhausen tweeted out happy birthday, and he's, I guess, the sole source of information. Everyone gets their information from Danhausen because nobody questioned it, and I got happy birthday text from many, many, many people. And then I even got sweet messages. John Carlo, he's the cameraman for Hey W. This beautiful tweet about me, but I can't accept it under these false pretenses. And then you know what? Come July 18th, my real birthday, you think I'm gonna get that fucking tweet? Absolutely not. Really, I felt like I was at my own wake. I felt like I was Ebenezer Scrooge. I was watching what my life would have been like if my birthday was on May 13th. I talked to multiple Shivanis, people AEW going, is it your birthday? We don't have a graphic. It's not my birthday. It will never. I want my birthday stricken from the record. Somebody looked it up and they were like, you were born August 3rd? I'm like, no. Danhausen has ruined the entire birthday system for me. Okay? It's not funny. It was never funny when he did it 3 years ago. It's not funny to participate in it, so you're not helping. And this is not in one of those, oh, don't do it, wink. No, it's upsetting and it's annoying to me. And I've had to disappoint many friends. My birthday is July 18th, and it's the same birthday as Al Snow and Nelson Mandela. So if you believe in horoscopes, when you think of similar people, you think of me, Al, Nelson. So it's something it's hard to forget, quite frankly. I'm going to give Al a call on July 18th, and we're just going to talk about Nelson Mandela. So that was the deal with that. Bazit said, ahoy. Squirrel Squad, who does wonderful art, going enjoy him, said, well, if it isn't Mr. Two Birthdays, what an evil thing for Danhausen to do. And see, this is the bullshit. Go tell him that it was a bad thing to do. Don't go, oh, that Danhausen. Don't give him that free pass. Tell him, hey, Danhausen, that's a really shit thing to do. Maybe when your pectoral muscle gets better, you could show up at AEW and you can apologize to RJ. It would be a really nice thing to do. Neil said, good morning, all. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers. Clarence said, happy birthday. Let's stop this. It's not fun. Lauren said, have you met anyone that has had sex with a ghost? I probably have. I don't think they've said it to me. I don't think we've gotten that close. I've had people who have really haunted stories. You've ever been out with people and they're like, I've definitely seen a ghost. And they tell like this haunted story. And then it's like, I got to judge you. Like I have to look at you as that person now for the rest of your life. It's like one of the major, I guess if you're dating someone, you want to know like their political views, what's your stance on abortion? Like, have you ever been haunted? Have you ever had a ghost encounter? Is like, I will label you now as like, wow, this person has been haunted before. And it changes how I deal with them. I don't even know if it's a good or bad thing. It just changes that because I'm a very shallow person. Luke Willoughby said, good morning to all. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers and products of mothers. I covered them all. Speaking of mothers, the mother of all questionable 90s actors, David Arquette, is in the chat. He said, happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers and to RJ's mom. Happy Mother's Day to Christina, the mother of David's two children, Gus and Charlie, and long-suffering wife. And if you want to see an episode of Hey W that is not good and doesn't make any sense, I encourage you to seek his out. People are still messaging me about that video like they've watched. Does anyone remember Faces of Death? In the 90s, it was like a circulating. I've never seen it. I just heard about it, I assure you. It was like, how like on YouTube, it'll be like World's Death. Chris Harrington, if anyone knows about, there's probably some like logistical stories about Faces of Death. I feel like you would know, but I mean that in a good way. So I hope you understand that. Miss Andy said, Hey W has a write-up in Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Well, look at us making the trades. That's in the real magazine, or is it online? Like every other article, and it's useless to me. Let me know. Because my family only cares if it's on the magazine stand at CVS. Otherwise, no one gives a shit. The same way that my mother was never happy with anything I did on YouTube because she's like, it's just on the computer, you know? Oh, look, Chris Harrington left. He left the chat. That's a shame. Claire said, Chris is wonderful. Claire said, there's a woman on UK Breakfast TV a few years back who married to a 300-year-old pirate ghost, but she had to divorce him when he tried to kill her. Well, that has nothing to do with ghost sex. That's all about never marry a pirate. I think that's pretty clear. The pirate's doing what the pirate does. Philip said, oh, yes, Mia's dad's birthday is also July 18th. Congrats to Mr. Simmons. Philip said, every time I get night shivers waking me from a deep sleep, I've just been fucked by a ghost. Something to think about. Puff said, I'm here to say, how dare you? So I stopped by last minute. Nug and I went to Barry Wrestling last night just to say hello. And Puff, too many one-named people. Puff, who was one of the tag team champions, wasn't there. I thought I was going to surprise him. You know, fun guy. He was at the Lizzo concert. So that's how much he cares about wrestling. And I made a video admonishing him for that. And he's upset about it. Oh, big Lizzo supporter. Yeah, because she so rarely does concerts. I'm sure it's very hard to catch her anywhere else. Rob said, Argentinian All-Elite graphic needs to become like Undertaker's streak and last 2 years. And then it'll have a really unsatisfying ending. Christine said, Puff, how dare you be so awesome? I will also say, in the Thunder Rosa Hey W, we discussed Busted Open Radio, and I know for a fact that Dave LaGreca is about to watch it right now. So I'm excited. Maybe Monday there will be some discussion on it. Leo said, it was Lawrence Diarrhea's birthday yesterday, too, and I hope he enjoyed it. Paul Girl said, I have some stories, but not about haunts, about odd things after someone passes. This is a very common, you see red cardinals, and on that day, it was all cloudy, and then the sun. I mean, these things happen every day. Chris said, hey, almost birthday, buddy. I'm sorry Dan hasn't ruined your day. I will always remember your birthday because it's 2 days after mine. Thank you for understanding, Chris. SM has been a member for 36 months and used the Andre the Giant emoji. Oh my God, I totally forgot, and I have to show these. So Christine sent me a wonderful gift. Apparently once in March, I wrote, where the fuck are the Hey W shoes? I don't even remember what that's in context of. Hopefully these will suffice for now, she said. And look at this. She made a pair of Hey W shoes. This is my logo here. And then the Hey W here. But the best part are these on-air things on the back. That's fantastic. But I mean, I'd have to display them. Like, I can't wear them around. Even if what do you do? I host a show. What's the name of the show? Hey, and they're like, oh, you're wearing your fucking show shoes? So maybe I'll just wear them around the house or on the deck or something. But thank you regardless, Christine. Squirrel Squad said, the possibility of ghost sex is why I make sure to cover my mouth when I yawn. They go in. They're small. They're like, spermish in how they move that tail. I love how they have tails. That's my other question. Who drew, when did a ghost become like that? Was Casper the first sperm-looking ghost? A bald and a tail? Sean said the answer yes to do you believe in ghosts is a game changer in any relationship. Dickwad said, happy birthday, RJ. Danhausen is an asshole. Okay, I'll take it. 812 the Count said, I think Danhausen was the one who stole your coffee mugs. I bought one on his Whatnot auction. Well, that's nice. Bebe said, it's so hard to pick my favorite episodes of Hey. Love today's episode. Well, nobody's putting a gun to your head. It's so hard to pick your favorite. Who's your favorite? It's like, I don't have to pick. You can enjoy them all. But I also think, I don't make them to be better than it's always like, well, this one's like this. I mean, look, the David one was a disaster. It was a mess. And then the Sheeta episode right after was so beautiful and wholesome. And then the Thunder Rosa one is not, because she's calling me an asshole the whole time. So it's about balance. It's like, you don't just serve steak. You don't go to a restaurant and it's like there's a bowl of steak and then there's a steak appetizer and then there's a steak main course and then there's steak for dessert. Try to mix it up a little. And I'm diversifying your palate. I'm going to be in Austin, Texas next week for AEW. Obviously, I have no other reason to go there. And then after that, it's Double or Nothing week, and there's going to be a fan fest on the Saturday. And I think Renee and I are doing something, whether we're hosting it or whatever. I will be there. So for anyone who always asks if I ever appear for AEW like in public, that's probably the first time I officially will be. So get tickets if you don't have them already. They're at the MGM. So, you can gamble all your money away and then come meet me and say, I have nothing to give you. Queen of the Ring said, good morning and happy tolerating Danhausen Day. You don't have to tolerate him. Tell the guy to go fuck himself. He's sitting at home on Twitter, tweeting with one hand like a real piece of shit. Human Adventure said, good morning. Just wanted to pop in and say, hey, still looking for a job. That being said, do you need an understudy? Will work for health insurance. What connections do you think I have? As a Canadian citizen, do you think I can just give you health insurance? I don't think that's how that works. Simon Graves said, good morning to you. Nail said, I get around 4 cardinals in my garden every day. Ghosts can piss off. Everyone loves the shoes. Everyone's happy about the shoes. Everyone loves Christine. Because this is all about Christine. Dickwad said, RJ, what is the meaning of a crumpsy from Jamie Hayter's interview? If I showed you, I would be demonetized. Pogirl said, they look like white tadpoles, not sperm. Because, tadpoles don't look like sperm. Jeff said, hey, RJ, how's it going? Still haven't found the right cat to name RJ Kitty yet. That cat will find you. Rod said, the he slimed me scene from Ghostbusters has taken on an entirely new meaning today. Dan Aykroyd lies in bed naked at night going, please, if there are any ghosts here, you can have my body. I consent to have sex with these ghosts. Joseph Schwan said, Schwan, did you read that book your mother left for you? Yes, I did, and it's changed my life. Lauren said, definitely some pervert decided to draw ghosts as sperm, and we all just kind of went with it. Leo said, hopefully there will be figure reveals at the fan fest. I'm sure there absolutely will be. I guarantee you, not mine. Josh said, what 3 ghosts would you sleep with? Oh, this is a good one. The big jolly one. What is that? The ghost of Christmas Present. He's giant. He's got a beard. That one, because he's like a king and he seems wealthy, and I feel like he would take care of me. That's a good one. Bill Pullman's wife from Casper. She was very attractive. And what does Kathleen Turner turn into a ghost at some point? I'm trying to think of other ghosts. Oh my God. Well, how are we classifying? I would only have sex with Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep in there. Oh, well, Meryl Streep's still alive. Never mind. She's out. Goldie Hawn in Death Becomes Her. There we go. I hope that works for you, Josh. I hope that works for your sick fantasy. Rob said, that's just how ghosts dressed back in the day. In a few years, we'll start seeing ghosts wearing Timberlands, North Face jackets, and AirPods. Imagine you having sex with a ghost, the AirPod falls out. You're like, stupid ghost. Rod said, Renee is going to nudge you out of that spot for sure. I'm sure. Mia said, I'm jealous. I want to see you again. Well, what do you want from me? Amanda said, oh my God, I've already looked up flights to Vegas for the weekend. I'm 50% going, but also 50% not. So yeah, it is Memorial Day weekend. Spot Center said, no one sent the 11-second video found on YouTube titled Happy Mother's Day to your mom. Okay. Long Ball said, good morning, RJ. Happy Mother's Day to Mama City and to all the mothers out there. To all of them. Jack said, first time watching you make coffee in your underwear in 3 years. I missed it. Yeah, Jack, what the hell have you been doing? Have you been locked away? Nels has never heard of Crumpsy in her entire life, and I was so furious that Jamie gave the wrong meaning of jiggery poker. Well, you go tell that to her. Lulu said, nice episode. Thanks, RJ. Jeff said, who wins the Stanley Cup, RJ? Go Florida Panthers. I was in that arena a couple weeks ago, and I did like it, so sure. Lulu said, oh, yeah, that big cutie from the Muppet Christmas Carol. Yes. John said, Wrinkly Kong from Donkey Kong is a real fuckable ghost. Poe Girl said, Bill Pullman's wife in Casper, I can't remember her. An angelic beauty. Josh said, Bill Pullman's wife is a quality ghost. Leo has a 60-second scene. Johnny Depp's actually afraid of clowns, so David Arquette turning up at Depp's birthday dressed in full as Bozo the Clown. Okay. I mean, you really just gave the whole thing away there, Leo. But let me try. All right, everyone. It's my birthday, and I want you to enjoy it, but not too much. I don't want you to be facially excited about it. I just want you to, just acknowledge that it's my birthday in a sort of metaphysical sense. I don't think it's necessary until I bring out my guitar. Then I want you all to really, really enjoy yourself. There are some hats by the door. Feel free to take one as you leave, just one. I have enough hats for everyone, but I don't have multiple hats. So if you're going home with 2 or 3 hats that you didn't have when you came in here, please, oh my God. Who is that? Who is that there? I don't think it's, is that? Okay, that's David Arquette, and he is Bozo the Clown. I don't know whether I'm more afraid that it's Bozo the Clown or that it's David Arquette, or perhaps because David Arquette is Bozo the Clown, it's sort of a layer. It's sort of a cream cheese on a bagel, and I'm allergic to cream cheese and bagels, and somehow this is a reaction that's too much for me. I'm horrified right now. All right, that was my Johnny Depp, which I didn't know I had, and I probably still don't. Hope that worked, Leo. Look, it was weird. It was weird to ask. Jeff said, what about the ghosts of the Golden Girls? I'm not just fucking dead people. I'm trying to think of actual ghosts that have been out there. Human Avenger said, I was going to say Goldie Hawn. Well, you didn't because nobody asked you. Tiffany said, good morning, everyone. I'm finally graduated with my master's today, and you're spending your graduation morning here? Tiffany, you just got a master's. This is not how you spend a morning. Go put on some tweed. Go smoke a pipe on the balcony and muse about life. You don't need to listen to me. Jesus. That's how easy it is to get a master's. That on your graduation day, you can come listen to me. Congratulations, Tiffany, but get your life in order. Start swinging your diploma around a little. You understand what I'm saying? Rod said, my real birthday is Friday of Memorial Day weekend. I don't know why I needed to know this, Rod, but I want to thank you for telling me. Mia said, I saw my mom yesterday. I gave her a gift and said, I won't see her today because I'm catching up on my shows. Wow. Mia's mother got her Mother's Day bumped. Let's do it early because I don't really want to go out of my, you could have caught up on your shows yesterday. Something to think about. And how long does it take to see your mother? Really, Mother's Day, I think 3 hours minimum, and then you're good, and then you can leave. You spend 3 hours with her. And then as you pull away from the house, she'll make sure to stand at the door and cross her arms, look all alone like an orphan, like a mother orphan. 812 said, what was the last movie that you saw in theaters? Oh my God. I cannot remember. The Sparks documentary, which was quite a few years ago, and I'm aware of that. And I can't think of the next movie I'm going to see in theaters either. I don't want to be around that many people. I don't want to hear strangers living next to me in the dark. I apologize. Bassett said the next season of All Access should cover Renee's vendetta against you. I don't know if you saw, but I made a small appearance on the season finale of All Access when Adam Cole makes his big return. He's backstage, and I saw him, and I talked to him, and I was making fun of the Departing music video he did. They have cut that out completely, and they just get to the end of the conversation where Hangman comes in to hug him, and you just see me in the corner sipping coffee. So I was and then once the residuals kick in, I'm going to be very, very excited. I've lost my place. Mia said, have you seen the new Night Court? And if so, what did you think about it? I saw the opening and they were explaining that multiple people died from the first one. I don't know why the fuck I would want to continue watching that. Rowdy Katie said, I just got here. Were the ghosts in high spirits mentioned as fuckable at all? I mean, I haven't. I mean, I would, but that's more of a me thing. I don't know what to tell you about that. Shane said, good morning, RJ. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there killing it. Gee, if I was a mom and my kid told me, hey, Ma, you're killing it, I would say, you know what, maybe it's time to stop being your mother. Mass Sanity said, Bill Pullman's wife in Casper was Amy Brennerman. Thank you for letting me. I'm going to look that up later. Philip said, is it possible to overdose on snark? Yes, and I'm in my later Jim Morrison phase right now. Nell said, oh, look, I don't know what Trisha Dora was in there, and I don't know what caused her to leave. Does anyone know why Trisha Dora left? Somebody tweet Trisha Dora and say, what made you leave RJ Spaces? That's why I always get self-conscious when it's people I know. I go, how long can I keep them here? Darren said, when I was a kid, they changed my school logo from a star comet to a fighting sperm. It got changed back later when somebody sent it to Playboy. That's fantastic. SM said, is this stream not for educated folks? Only the highest caliber minds listen to this program. Rod said, oh, 3 hours on Mother's Day? I was in labor with 18 hours to give birth to you. And it's a full work day. V said, movie theater experiences are so overrated. They used to be good. They used to be fun, and people ruined them. Leo said, you should go to the cinema in the daytime. Nobody goes in the day. You're so right. There is a movie theater by me, a Saturday matinee. They would play an old movie, and I saw Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Saturday afternoon. You cannot beat that. Jeff said, has Chelsea Green ever paid you back? What the fuck do you think? There are some tweets here. Is it from Trisha Dora? Does she care? People are making fun of the birthdays. We're still doing the birthday thing. Young Pablo said, damn, good AEW this week. Too funny. Kaden Lee said, so is this a sex thing? I mean, kind of. In a sense. Is anyone... I hope Trisha Dora is okay. I felt like she left in a huff. I always picture them leaving going, fuck this guy. Neil said, I made a gif of your all access moment and tweeted it. As if we would miss that moment. Well, I'm happy I could add so much to the show. I did do, those spaces to promote all access. Those all access extra spaces. And the last one, which you could still listen to, you can click on the @AEW on TV link. It was with Soraya. And we talked a lot about a lot. Rob said, so whose death are we celebrating? Somebody wrote in the comments that the only acceptable answer is Henry Kissinger. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to argue with it. Oh my God, there's some baby pictures. Does anybody want to see baby pictures of my niece? I can do that. People like that. Here she is, very focused on food there. Okay. This is a nice one. And a little vulgar, but there she is. That's if I tilt it, there we go. She's very happy, having a real nice time. And finally, well, now she's taking it too far. I don't know why, baby. Well, I guess you're eating your own foot, You don't know why. So many babies do that. I guess the foot looks good. Do they want to taste it? Or is it the sensation of having a mouth on their foot that they enjoy more? Something to think about. Who knows what goes on in the mind of babes? Let me get back here. Josh said, I love the great conversations you have with your mom, but I'm wondering why you've never seen my dad. I think we've seen him before. He's not dead. I can tell you he's not dead. He's been seen on the channel before, um, and functions and so forth. And then it's like, the mother is already too much to include, and then it's mother and father, and before you know it, an uncle wants in, and all of a sudden it's a jamboree. Um, Jess said, keep RJ away from bathtubs. I don't know why, but okay. Oh, I see. Jim Morrison. Thank you. I'm caught up now. Christine said, my daughter says you could grow a full mustache. I can't. I have this, and that's it. It stays like this, and that's it. Matthew said, it was nice to see you and Nug yesterday back in town to spend some time with your mother. Sure. It feels a little accusatory, but sure. Rod said, cheat day menu, please. I have pizza coming, and then I have ice cream. That's it. I have two pizzas. There's a vegetable pizza, and then there's one I can't even remember, but I was so excited. I ordered it last night and scheduled it. It comes at 1. So I have 3 hours to go, and I'm hanging in. Nail said, I need to watch your Matt Hardy podcast appearance today. So thank you for reminding me, Nails. I did the extreme life of Matt Hardy's podcast. I mean, it's not the extreme life of his podcast. Whatever. Matt Hardy, Isaiah Cassidy, and I sat in a hotel room together and did audio commentary over the firm deletion match. I criticized it as I would do anything. And then Matt and Isaiah provided a little behind the scenes, talked about other things they wanted to happen and hope will happen in the future. I really enjoyed doing it. I wish we could do more of that stuff. Hopefully we will. It was a really, really nice time. Sean said, I quite enjoyed the Spaces interviews. Thank you. We only did them while All Access was on. So that was the last week's, or this week's was the last one for now. But we all like them. We wish that like Spaces was a better platform, even though I'm currently on it right now, and I'm sure they'll kick me off at some juncture. But we definitely want to do more in that vein again. We don't know how, we don't know when, but everyone hang in there. Jess said, there was a really annoying man at the last Ring of Honor taping on Sunday who yelled, adorable at Trish Adora. I mean, it's an insult, but it's just a bad pun, you know? Leo said, the bit in AEW where Sheeta sings her song to you was like the scene in the movie Once, where they sing Falling Slowly in the piano shop and fall in love as they do it. Just as profound. Well, I wouldn't say we fell in love. I said I was just like floored by like, oh, there's a genuine person in front of me. There's a sweet human being next to me with emotions that turned it into musical poetry. And I'm so touched. Everyone likes the niece pictures. Kurt said, I respect the way you call out Mark Ruffalo. Fuck Mark Ruffalo. Mass Andy said, there's an old-fashioned movie theater somewhat near me that plays the classics. I saw Hitchcock's Marnie there, and there was someone playing an organ before the movie started. I will say I had a chat with a big AW name over our mutual fascination, horrible fascination with the film Burnt Offerings, starring Oliver Reed and Bette Davis. It is very horrifying. I would love to see that in a movie theater. Everyone loves the niece. We can skip all that shit. Look at her teeth. Like, who gives a fuck? Leo said you should get Dick and Dom to appear at All In London and have them get beaten up like the Impractical Jokers. I don't think that's really Dick or Dom's bag. I have messaged Hacker the dog, though. Emmanuel said, who's your favorite host on Busted Open? I like Imus. I was better when he did the show. Christine has gifted 5 memberships. Lawrence, Midnight Cowboy, Missy, and David. Welcome, everybody. And thank you, Christine. And thank you for the shoes. Human Adventure said, do you do more than just AEW for AEW? I mean, yeah, I do the pre-shows. I do. Obviously, they throw me on TV at the last minute without warning, and sometimes I mediate. Other times I get viciously attacked and never want to go on TV again. And then, there's a lot of other work to do. Those Spaces interviews, obviously, are things I was doing. Are you involved with any of the creative or writing ideas? I mean, I always have ideas. If someone asks them for me, I will share them. Sometimes I just yell them down the hall and see if anyone will hear them. Of course, I'm responsible for sweet cheek music, which nobody seems to be using. Rod said next season of All Access should focus on the Anto wrestlers. The what? Typo said, well, yeah, who doesn't want those sweet, sweet memberships? Rob said, Isaiah calls himself the certified stunner, and I hope you ask him which organization offered him these credentials. It's a very logical question. I don't think I'm being absurd at all if I ask that. Nell said, I'll be tagging you in angry tweets if you dare say anything remotely scathing about Ethan Page. We had a nice Spaces chat, and we had a nice AEW. All of my interactions with Ethan Page and AEW have been great so far. He did wrestle on the Detroit show before Dynamite. And he had to come out and the look on his face was, I hope everybody realizes that I live here now. He's so Hamilton to me. He'll be fine. And then he's going to go to Hamilton and he's going to hope for a hometown pop. And everyone's going to go, didn't you fucking move to Michigan? Mess Andy said, did you get any strange looks from Brother Zay's yell when you left the hotel room? I think somebody just winked at me and said, hope it was worth it. Lucky Phil said, thoughts on Thunder Rosa's music video. Surprised me. She can sing. I knew she could sing. And I tried to get her to sing in the episode, but she was not a collaborative singer. I get it. Solo. I like to do a little duet. Maybe we could have done a little Mockingbird. Who's to say? Well, me. And I'm saying that it didn't happen at all. Is Trisha Dora back? No, she's totally turned off by this. Jess said, Ring of Honor dude was just weird. I think he may have possibly been drunk. Get out of here. Longball McGlovin said, we need an orgasmic Zay and RJ tag team ASAP. He goes, and I go, Dickwad said, what's your go-to meal at Cracker Barrel? I was an Uncle Herschel's breakfast man myself. Of course, I made some modifications. Here's a tip. If you get eggs, it comes with toast, whether it comes or not. You just ask for not the toast, the biscuits or the bread. It'll come with that no matter what. So don't worry about it. If they don't bring it, you say, hey, I know how this works. They have to go get it. They have no choice. Neil said, 2 cardinals just arrived in my garden. No ghost sex yet. Go out in the garden, close your eyes, bend over, and pray for the best. Sean said, Imus? You canceled. I'm a big Imus supporter. You guys know anything about me. Leo said, I'm sure even Dick and Dom couldn't turn down the opportunity to appear at Wembley Stadium. They would be like, well, we're not. It should be Dick and Dom presents All in London. Rod said, RJ now models in practical Joker shirts. How did that happen? Because they threw me a shirt and they said, hey, go take pictures for this thing. And I said, okay, great. And I thought, and then they'll be wearing mine and they'll post pictures with mine. And everyone had left by then. Gina K has been a member for 7 months. Best way to spend Mother's Day. I could think of a couple better ways. Saeed said, hey, RJ, would you ever consider TV commentary? Maybe. Well, I will say, it's not my decision. I would consider if they came up and said, we want to try you as a commentator, go sit in the booth, and then we'll tell you you're horrible. I would absolutely go do it. Do I think I would be good? And that's one of those things where it's there are very few commentators who are just good on their own. I think the strength is in the collaboration and the give and take. I mean, as good as, and you want to have chemistry with as many people as possible. As much as I think of Excalibur and as great as he is, I now just think of him and Taz as part of the same being. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the question would be, who would be tolerable enough to sit next to me? I mean, who would tolerate me enough? that entire time and make me sound competent and relevant. And that's the thing with Renee. As much as I dislike her because, she's a political mastermind, people seem to enjoy us together. So you go, who are we to deny, that kind of thing. V said, no, Hamilton likes to claim all the folks who left. Look at Eugene Levy. Eugene Levy left when he was like fucking 16. And they're like, Hamilton's own. Like, this motherfucker has been in LA longer than he's ever been. It's like 3 times the length of time he was in Hamilton. Christina's been a member for 21 months. My daughter, oh Lord, and then the chat moved. My daughter Audrey unexpectedly joined me to watch today. Did you just burst through the door, Audrey? Did you just burst through the door, Audrey? Can you say hello to her, please? Hello, Audrey. I hope you're having a nice time. Your mother did not expect this, but you're bonding with her. It is her day. Let her do what she wants. I mean, participate in it. Maybe you guys want to do watercolors or Tai Chi or something fun, racquetball. So many options. Go enjoy. Stick collecting. Who knows? Have a nice time. Joseph said, what are you doing for your sweet dear mother? I already did it, and it's done, and she can deal with it. Raptor said, great episode of Hey this week. Thank you. Go watch it. Leo said, I really want AW to do a bit with Gary V where he gets beaten up and put through a table and they never follow it up. We never see him again. I do have to. I feel like Tony, oh Lord, I feel like Tony must have run into Gary V at some juncture, or Gary V's definitely been knocking on the door. Hey, we could collaborate. Human Adventure said, in your younger days, did you have a quirky cereal you enjoyed? We were like an anti-cereal family. I think my mother thought it was bad for us. We did have Nestle's chocolate milk like all the time. And I used to put too much powder in so the milk wouldn't cover it all. And it would just be like the equivalent of chewing tobacco, quite frankly, chocolate chewing tobacco. Christy said, I will commit murder if it's Dick and Dom present All In because they're going to kill it. Everyone's welcoming Audrey. Human Adventure said Paul White and Daddy Magic are surprisingly good commentators. That's another example. It's the give and take of them together. Neil said you do great commentary with Ian and Caprice because they're happy and knowledgeable and you can be cranky and annoyed by them. But isn't Nigel there now? Is he not cranky enough? SM said, I don't enjoy Renee. Definitely let Tony Khan know that. Rod said Jericho and RJ on commentary completely ignoring the match. That's the thing. Someone, you can't have two Abbotts. Typo said I was not expecting Daddy Magic to be as good as he is. You got to give the people what they want. His Daddy Magic is like, his voice is like a higher, quicker Sebastian Maniscalco. Have you seen these guys who work out at the gym? And then he does like a 5 minutes struggling to lift a weight and people are just fucking rolling in the aisles. It's the funniest thing in the world. Then he's got this movie coming. What if Robert De Niro was my father? Wouldn't that be funny? No one has attempted that before. What a great premise for a film. But I guess you get De Niro, the movie gets made, right? I need to ask you a favor. And then Daddy Magic is, I can't do Daddy Magic yet. I'm working on it, but it's in that family of voices. Bob Hope, this is fantastic, said Leo, briefly lived in my area and they claim him. There's even a Bob Hope theater. I was here for about 5 weeks. Everyone's saying hello, Audrey. The stick collecting is back. Sean said, before you even worked up, Gary V has tweeted at Tony Khan. Before you've even woken up, Gary V has tweeted at Tony Khan 1,300 times. Magnanimous said, are you going to do any Hey W with any New Japan guys when the Forbidden Door rolls around? I will say I had a very promising chat with a one Rocky Romero about who would be interested, who might be in. I know nothing about who will actually be at Forbidden Door. I don't think anyone does because it's, that's the forbidden part. And, but I'm excited to get maybe anybody. It would make me so very happy. Darren said, every time you guys talk about Hamilton, I think it's the musical, not the city. See, I'm back. That Hamilton, that musical holds no relevance to me. It's about a shit city. Leo said, Dick and Dom was very much a product of mid-2000s Brit culture, and I loved it. Sports, see, typo helped. Sports entertainers. 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 How about it? How about it? Do you see what I'm saying? It's Sebastian Maniscalco is just slower and down more. He hangs on each word that he's saying. And then Daddy Mac just like, he hangs on each word that he's saying. How about it? You have to chew gum that's too big for the front of your mouth. So you put it in the back. Oh my God. Dustin said, I just discovered you and I'm looking for more of your matches. Where can I find them? First of all, you're not going to be that enthused by them. So I wouldn't get too excited. I would just type in RJ City versus on YouTube and a bunch of shit could come up. Mike said, Renee's terrible. Thank you. Christy said, nothing triggers my millennial Scottish ass more than a game of bogeys. Please, God, no. Mike said, we had a Renee Fears knee Arthur sign and nobody really understood the reference. Yeah, because it was a stupid reference to make, Mike. Put my fucking name on it. Jesus. Miss Andy said, Dana Gould has a great story about when he met Bob Hope. I've heard it. Leo said, how do you like cashew nuts? Salted? I can't tell if this is a bit. Joseph said, you mentioned BB Newirth on Hey W. What about Perry Gilpin? Look, I will take anyone from Frasier, okay? David Hyde Pierce would be great. Who else is there? The guy who played Bulldog? Nail said, I'm hearing Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson, there's a smaller mouth. But then, because the other ones, the Sebastian and the Daddy Magic are back. Van Johnson. That's all front of the mouth. David said, if I run into you at Forbidden Door, I have to get a quick video for my kids to make them mad. They keep asking when they can meet you again since you are at Greektown. You children are going to have to accept disappointment. Rob said, I just laughed out loud at your Sebastian Maniscalco impression, regardless of what you actually said. So there's something to that. You see? You ever see these people who go grocery shopping and they're taking the items and putting them in their carts? Yes, I have seen that. We've all been grocery shopping. You're just describing the thing. Jesus. Steven said, you and Dalton use great music for your content. Do you pick those songs yourselves or do you have a guy for that? No, I pick all my stuff myself and I spend hours going through songs to make sure it's something I like. Leo said, have you ever seen Little Britain? Yes. Yes, I have. But I'm happy those guys are not retroactively canceled. I know people are like, hey guys, that's not a good thing to do anymore. And they're like, we hear you. We understand. They also did the one in the airport, which was, I think, even more racist. Christine said that impression is terrifyingly good. Rob is laughing out loud every time you do the impression. Joseph said the guy who played Bulldog was also the gentle teacher on Hey Arnold. That's great range. Holy shit. That's amazing. Mass Andy said Sebastian Maniscalco is basically the new Dane Cook. Says absolutely nothing specific, but says it in a certain way that gets out. You ever been to these baseball games? I said, how long is this? They said 9 innings. What's an inning? Oh, something that comes in 9s? How many strikes? 3? What do I got to do, math now? It's like, okay, we've all been to a baseball game. We all know this. And then a fucking guy in the front row going, that's so true. There are 9 innings in a baseball game. Rod said, you ever see these guys who over-exaggerate their Italianness? And then they'll do like, and then, my father would come home like this. And then they do a parent's face. And then the race will go, yes, oh, my father always makes that face. Jack said, which shirt design of yours is your favorite and which should I buy? I'm very fond of the most recent one, which is the photo of me on the Hey W set. I really feel like that captures the whole experience. Yeah, that's the one I like. That's a good one. Why do I need to continue answering? And Leo said the airport one was so terrible. There was a Japanese character called Ting Tong. And then this was so not long ago. That sounds like something from, the 40s. Nail said, I think there's currently a pro wrestling tee sale. No better time to buy a shirt. Darren said the Benny Hill show was the best classic British TV. I've only seen clips. Like, I could not imagine sitting through a whole episode of that. I think I would lose my mind. Jimmy said, don't forget, you got to do the hands. And he's just like, I don't know, like this strutting, there's like this peacock quality to him. Squirrel Squad said, I became overly Italian during the time period I was binging The Sopranos, which is really like, I love how they turned up the audio on people breathing in The Sopranos. Gina said, Great O'Con on Hey W is something I need. That's absolutely been brought up. Been saving women in the subway in his hot tub and shenanigans and riding an inflatable penis. There is so much material. And I mean, even having an Irish last name like that, I think is outstanding. Thank you, Gina. I'm going to try my best. Hovering Over Toilet said, will we get a new Road 2 for All In? No, because we're hosting a bunch of other stuff. So do stay tuned. Joseph said, your merch is a great lesson in design. Too many shirts just have words with no accompanying visual to show it's a wrestling t-shirt. If I'm ever going to wear a shirt with violent by design on it, I know. I mean, my condolences to Cody Deaner, but nevertheless. Kaven Novak from What We Do in the Shadows has been doing blackface for years, and recently as 2017. I always think it's interesting that, Billy Crystal, like, we don't even fucking bring it up. He did Sammy Davis Jr. and then, but even more, it's like, I guess I'm the only person who's watching this much of Billy Crystal, but he also did a Whoopi Goldberg. And then there's a music video where he also does a Grace Jones. He doesn't even do Grace Jones. He just dresses up like her. It's the weirdest thing. Big Ben is here from Crossbody. He said, good morning to you, handsome devil. Glad you got to meet Nilo last night. I met a wonderful wrestler named Nilo. He's adorable and sweet. And everyone should go follow him and Crossbody and have a really nice time. Jimmy said, I'm trying to find the discount code. Apparently, I don't know how to use Google. What's the matter with me? You ever see these guys who use a discount code? What is this, a password? Am I the FBI of sales? And then for like a fucking hour and a half, and then they throw like millions of dollars at him. Typo said, I think some of my favorite wrestling shirts are the ones you can't tell are wrestling shirts. Absolutely. Christine said, I'm commenting because I don't want Nails to have a panic attack. Liam said, your review of the Brisk iced tea commercials was hilarious. Anything you can tell us about what is next? Yes. I'm doing a sitcom reaction to a show, and I'm in love with the person's Instagram. So I'll let you think about that one. That's Brisk, baby. That catchphrase is really coming back. Did you ever watch the Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan match? No. I think comedy wrestling is stupid. Kurt said, are you familiar with Australian comedy duo Lano and Woodley? I'm not. And I don't even know if they're real, if you just made them up. Steve said, didn't Billy Crystal do Muhammad Ali in full makeup? Yes. He also really became famous from doing an Ali impression, although most of the time he would do it without makeup. But when they were on Saturday Night Live, he did Kate and Ali, and Martin Short was Katharine Hepburn, and he was Muhammad Ali. Great, whatever. It was just like, he did it a lot. Chrissy said, does that mean you were confirmed for Wembley? No, I'm never confirmed until I'm actually there. And even then. Joseph said, I have your charisma and performance anxiety shirts. I just realized how the exact opposite messages to send to people. Well, that's called range. Christine said, since Audrey is here, please keep making trombone champ videos. We watch them together every week. I will absolutely keep making them. Rod said, are you familiar with English comedy duo Wallace and Gromit? Yes. Talk about two guys who I never found funny. Something about that claymation is just fucking boring. Chris said, David Arquette versus RJ City at Wembley, please. This is a stupid thing to say, Chris. Leo said, are you familiar with the UK comedy duo Padlock and Cheney? Well, Padlock and Cheney. Well, wacky and zany. I love them. Neil said Rob is now doing the impression himself and laughing. Well, I'm happy that I could illuminate what that guy is doing. Does Trisha Dora left? Does she know that I do Sebastian Maniscalco? Maybe she'll come back. Somebody tweet her and say, Trish, RJ's doing Sebastian Maniscalco. You've got to see this. Matt Sandy said, I worked with Billy Crystal once. He was unpleasant. Matt Sandy, I would love to hear more. Rod said, will you eat a proper English breakfast in London? Absolutely not. The last thing I want to do is fly to a different continent just to shit my brains out. I'm going to have like fruit, and that's it. Maureen said, I saw a wonderful tag team called The Freaks this week. They were so great. Nell said, Christina's my favorite. Well, with the Sylvia emoji. Sylvia is doing well. Jack said, how are your guests for Hey W chosen? If you take requests, Yuka Sakazaki would be awesome. I will say, I ultimately want everyone to be on the show. Some people, it's hard because it takes a couple weeks for the episode to come out. And then it's like, well, are you in the middle of something and things changing? And then will this episode feel dated? And then it also depends. I have a bunch already written and ready to go. It depends on people's schedules. If they're there, if they're in the building, and then if we have time to do it that day, and if it's the right time for them, if people are in the middle of something really serious and really personal, I tend to stay away from them because it's a difficult thing to do, So I take that into consideration too. So I'm always big on we just haven't gotten to this person yet, but we will. Candy said, is there anyone you would want as a repeat guest? Well, Tony Khan wants to come on again. And our relationship now is a lot different than it was when I first started. He was my interview the first day. So we do have to get there again. Absolutely. Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs were on together, and they've both expressed now wanting to be on separately. So, and I think they're people who are definitely different now too. Maybe Adam Cole. We had such a good fun time that we only scratched the surface last time. And Jimmy is now just scripting my Sebastian Maniscalco. What's up with low power mode on the cell phones? Why can't it save power all the time? Doesn't it cost you more power to save the power on low power? And everyone's like, they're the heads are flying back. Neil said, if he took requests, I wouldn't have to keep going on and on about Prince Nana. Another example. He was in the middle of so much shit. The embassy kept changing. Then it's now the mogul affiliates merged with the embassy. So give him a little bit, but I'm working on it. I mean, how many times do you see an indie guy ride a tricycle to the ring? That's true. I've seen it a couple times. Max Sandy said, Billy Crystal was doing a book signing. He refused to take pictures or sign any other items. I talked to him when it was over about his movie 61. He just looked up and basically said, wow. I am stunned. I thought he was just going to do bits all the time. Oh, man. Well, this hurts. Now I have to reorganize where Billy Crystal sits in my brain. Steve said, is it wrong that I was legitimately laughing out loud thinking about a rabidly anti-Semitic Paul Lynde bullying someone with his ascot? No, it's a hell of a visual. Mia said, have a great week. My Miami Heat are Eastern Conference champions. Congrats. Joseph said, Adam Cole seems like he might have a bit of a temper problem, just a tad, and like a Morton Downey Jr. way. CBD's Nuts said, good morning, RJ. Least embarrassing photo on your fridge. Well, I have magnets. The least embarrassing. I have a B. Arthur magnet over there, and I have a Dr. Fibes magnet. If those count, I will say those. Saeed said, RJ, would you do a playthrough of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Yes, I would. I'll get there. Just stay alive long enough. Typo said, next time we're going to have to request a Queen's accent, also known as an Eddie Kingston impression. Human Adventure said, I didn't know we had an NBA owner in this chat. Leo said, I loved Roddy Piper attacking Morton Downey Jr. Oh boy, that was a time. Matt Sandy said there's a great documentary about Morton Downey Jr. I know, I've watched it a bunch. All right, are we going? Okay, before I go watch the latest Hey W with Thunder Rosa. Like, share, comment, tell everyone about it. It's important that you do. And then I will keep doing. What's with these YouTube videos? It's my tube. Isn't it your tube too? And you fucking, oh, it's so funny. Let's get a final look at these. Go watch Hey W. We'll be back next week with more insanity and other things. And until next time, Godspeed.